Growing up, I just had awesome memories of going over to my friend's house and playing this game with her all the time. And she was way better than me at it. I mean, I used to jump around and she would actually be fighting people while I was jumping in the air, dodging, but it didn't matter. You can always have fun playing a Turtles game, no matter what skill level you are at. It's always fun. Right, K-Wing?
Yep, I couldn't agree more, Mrs. K-Wing. The Turtles games have always been praised for their accessibility and fun factor above everything else. The first time I ever saw this game was at my buddy Luke Knight's house. His older brother Matt was playing this game solo, and Luke and I just sat there and watched him beat it, cause it would be considered uncool for a high school kid to be playing with a grade schooler, mainly two of them. Not to mention, I didn't want to get pounded for interrupting the teenager's coolness factor. Luke got tired of waiting, however, and grabbed the second controller, pushed start, and took one of Matt's lives. Matt got furious and was like, "I'm gonna murder you two." So we ended up running out of the living room and hiding at my house until Matt went to work.
Wow, sounds pretty scary. You really need to write a book, honestly, honey. I think your stories would be a great read. I know about how all our fans love it when you open about your past, including sharing all your harrowing adventures in gaming.
I'm not done yet. I got one more memory I can share. After Dad bought me this game, he and I played this a lot, to the point where we would get blisters from playing. I'm amazed how many times we were able to beat this without using the Konami code or even a Game Genie. Man, those were the days! The stages I remember the most to this day is Manhattan floating in the sky, the sewers, and of course, the beach. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: The Manhattan Project is a side-scrolling beat-em-up released by Konami for the Nintendo Entertainment System in North America in 1992. The game features the same gameplay mechanics featured in Turtles 2: The Arcade Game. This is also the first TMNT game not to be a port of a Turtles arcade game. Unlike its predecessor, this is an original title exclusive to the NES. The Japanese version was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Manhattan Project, a number behind its American counterpart. Sadly, this game was not released for our European friends. Both Nintendo Power and EGM praised this game a lot back in the day. Electronics Gaming Monthly went a bit further than Nintendo Power and awarded this the best NES game of 1992. This game, along with Turtles 2, the arcade game, and Turtles in Time, were rumored to arrive on the Wii's Virtual Console a few years ago. At this time, both Ubisoft and Konami could not come to an understanding. So to date, only Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles remains the only Wii Virtual Console exclusive.
Okay, so these are some simple tips that you should know when playing this game. Number 1, watch out for falling signs. They are everywhere and they're a lot wider than you think, so definitely get out of the way. Watch out for holes is number 2. They are everywhere and sometimes they don't look like a hole, but they are, and you'll fall in one and you're dead. And then you'll say, "Are we having fun yet?" And the answer is no, you're not having fun. Number 3, you have to watch out for the giant bowling balls that come rolling, because once they roll at you, you don't have time to jump. So you have to see them when they're on the edge of the screen, just starting to come in, and then you have time to jump out of the way. Number 4, you have to watch out for this monster truck. I always have to remember to jump out of the way. I got hit the first time, and then K-Wing got hit the next time, so it shows that I'm not the only one who gets hit by stuff. And I remembered to jump out of the way the next time because I watched out. Because I listened to my own tips. Yeah. Number 5, watch out for barrels. You have to watch out for the barrels, and they go really fast, and they're not as hard to jump over as the bowling balls, but they're really hard. And number 6, you have to watch out for the guys holding the lightning stuff between them. Like the stuff that zaps you, it's like they come really fast at you, and pretty much you're dead. And it's really hard to dodge. And number 7, you really have to save your pizza for whoever needs it the most. Like, if one person has 2 notches of life and somebody else has full life, it would be kind of stupid for the person with full life to eat the pizza. You have to save your pizza for whoever needs it most. Otherwise, the other turtle might get shell-shocked.
What are you doing?
I am sharing strategies for our fans, silly.
No, you're doing it wrong! 2 hands for a beginner!
What? That doesn't make any sense. What? Are you quoting the Zelda animated series?
Maybe.
What? Well, fine. What kind of tips do you have to share with us, almighty Game Master K-Wing?
Of course I do! The options menu!
Okay, there is no options menu. I know.
It's a hidden feature. Anyway, to get the options menu, use the reverse Konami code. So at the title screen, enter this combination: down, down, up, up, right, left, AB. If done correctly, after selecting your favorite shellback, you can increase the amount of lives you have and skip any level of your choosing. Booyah! Okay, we're done with this segment.
Okay, hang on a second, K-Wing.
What's up?
You have no tips for the boss or anything else or how to beat the level?
Nothing else comes to mind.
Really?
Over the years, the one thing that I can't really stand about old school NES games is when the game slows down when too many enemies appear on the screen. This still manages to bug the crap out of me even to this day. Most of the time, this is accompanied by the sprites flickering and of course the characters vanishing altogether. Ninja vanish! I really don't like the super move for one main reason. It drains your health from using it. Early on, this wasn't a pain at all, and it made some sense, but the game gets progressively harder and harder throughout your adventure. So the super move is crucial for tougher stages and foes. So the draining health just really pushed my buttons. So, what didn't you like, Kwife?
Okay, what didn't I like? I'll tell you what I didn't like. That's an easy one. I hate the guns on the submarine. Oh my goodness. They are so hard to destroy. They turn me all charcoaly. It was horrible. And I hate the little robot guys that bite, Mausers. Oh yeah. Arg! They are so on me all the time and biting me. Annoying. And it is annoying when there are enemies in the air and on the ground. There is nowhere safe to run to, including the water. There are enemies there too. It's horrible.
Thanks for sharing, Mrs. K-Wing. It's always nice to hear another person's viewpoint of these things that other people don't usually have wrong with the game. Now, I know everyone has their woes when it comes to certain boss fights in this game. What I had trouble with, some of you may say was easy. What I found easy, some of you would say that it was pretty tough. Each gamer's experience will vary, and that's life. The bosses I had the hardest time with was Leatherhead and Tokar. Leatherhead was just downright vicious, and in later versions he was toned down tremendously. What I'm talking about is that Leatherhead is ridiculously cheap because of his attacks like that pound where he hits you with his tailspin or chases you and then chokes the life out of you. So you're probably wondering, so why are these bad? Well, they take a huge chunk out of your life. You want some other bosses that are worse? Okay, I'll tell you. Take a look at Toka. He carries this shield which prevents you from kicking him in the head. And then while you're dazed, he's gonna punch you with his super fast punch. He'll also chase you and then bite your head, which drains a lot of health, and he'll uppercut you into the sign, which is always troublesome. My other complaint with this game is the amount of pizza that you can obtain in the game is horrendous. The first slice of pizza is after you defeat Slash on level 3. Let us not forget that the next one is on level 5 in the room before the boss fight against Leatherhead. The third slice is in the Technodrome right around when you arrive near the rock soldiers with the bazooka, and then the other piece is in Krang's spaceship. Ah! We could go on about many of the bad flaws that are in this game, but it would be a crime to say so, since this game isn't that bad, which it's actually pretty jawsome.